I just thought I would do a quick thing on what I use as a base for my garden. Now, as you have probably already figured out, I use a lot of cow manure. Now, there's a good side and there's a bad side to cow manure. The good side is it's damn good for your soil. Like, you can dig anywhere in any of my gardens and there's absolutely an abundance of worms and activity going on in my soil. This year I've just dug it over, so it's not quite ready yet, but there's a couple of garden beds up there that I dug a bit of cow manure into that I just pulled lettuce out of not even 2 weeks ago at the most, and I've just dug a bit of cow manure into it and it was completely saturated with just the hundreds and hundreds of little earthworms. But the bad side to that cow manure is the weeds. Right? Now, I spend probably maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours a fortnight weeding my gardens. Now, you can see I do a pretty terrible job of it. I just hack and pull and whatever, and I get my kids out here and let them pull them all out, and you know, it doesn't really bother me. Weeds don't matter. Like, they're just chewing a bit of moisture up, chewing a bit of nitrogen up, a bit of fertilizer or whatever. But if you're really that worried about weeds, I wouldn't be putting cow manure in my gardens. Like, that's the, when it comes down to the crunch, that's the point I'm trying to make. Is if you're not game enough to have a few weeds in your garden, well, don't use cow manure, because they eat everything. Cattle eat everything, mate, and they shit it straight out, and the seeds survive, and this is what you end up with. You end up with weeds everywhere. And I don't really care. It's a bit of grass here and there, a few different varieties of weeds and whatnot that I'm bringing in, and if you get onto them quick enough before they go to seed, there's a few in there that have gone to seed, obviously. But if you get onto them quick enough before they go to seed, well, just throw them in your compost bin. They break down. It's just extra green manure, green crop, you know, breaks down and turns into compost, and then the compost goes back into your garden. Like, you're not losing anything by having weeds. You're gaining it, because you're capturing carbon. You're using a bit of water, but you're capturing carbon. You put the carbon back into the ground once it goes through the compost bin. I don't really see a problem in it, but some people do. I don't really care. I'm not traditional. I'm not a traditional gardener like a lot of people. I don't care about having this aesthetic of, you know, having nice clean garden beds and having beautiful straight rows, and like that's too much work for me. I'd rather just bang it in the ground and throw in things that are a bit too close, and still end up with a wicked crop and a big crop. And this is sort of what I'm talking about. Like, I've just dug this over. This is the one that I was just saying had heaps of worms in it. And I've put the better part of, I don't know, half a wheelbarrow of cow manure in here, and as you can see, it's over full. It's way over full. Every one of them's over full. They're all over full. Well, that's probably not, but you know what I mean. They're not to the top, and they'll break down. They'll compact down once I dig them over and give them a good fertiliser and good water and let them all rest for a couple of weeks or whatever. But honestly, I'm as I said, I'm not traditional. So within a week, I'm chomping at the bit. I want to put plants in. So I mean, that's what I do. This is all I've thought about it, and I'm designated a lot of this for corn this year. I'm going to try and grow a lot of corn this year. I'm definitely growing a lot, and I've gone out and I've put zucchinis in, and they're out the front, and you know, they're going absolutely spastic as well. So I don't normally grow zucchinis, but someone wanted zucchini, so I banged them in and thought, oh well, let's give it a crack. I know I can grow them. I know what I'm capable of, and honestly, until I give it a crack here with the soil that I've got, like, I just didn't know what they were going to do. So yeah, they went spastic, and whatever. But that tells me that my soil's good. That tells me that I've got something right. But I mean, it's one of those things. I don't have a pH tester. I don't do all that fancy crap. I don't go through and test my soils and all that. I don't do that. I just wing it, bang some manure in here and there, fertilise things, look at the plants. If the plants are starting to turn a bit yellow, well, give them a little bit more nitrogen, or if they're starting to wilt, give them a bit more water. You know, like if they're doing certain things, say I'm not getting as much flowers, give them a bit of potassium. If I'm getting a bit of blossoming rot in my tomatoes, give them a bit of calcium. Like, and everything's as natural as possible. So it's like, you know, calcium, and I'm putting eggshells around. I crush my eggshells up fine as and just sprinkling around my tomatoes. Nitrogen, I'm putting cow manure underneath them, and then I do use a commercial blend, or a blend that's could be considered commercial, but it's not like I use heaps of it. Like, I probably go through 20 kilos of fertilizer a year, and maybe probably go through 50 kilos of fertilizer a year. That's blend, blood and bone, and dynamic lifter, and then everything else is just cow manure, cleaning my chook pen out, chook manure, and a lot of grass clippings and that, because they all go into my chook pen. So whenever I mow lawns and stuff, it all goes to my chook pen, and they pick through it and push it all down and decompose it and all the rest of it, and compost it all, and then I just go through and clean it out and put it all through my gardens. And that's probably another reason I've got a lot of weeds, but it doesn't bother me. You know, it's just my little rant for the day. Not really rant, but just for those people that happen to come across my page, my channel or whatever, and just sort of look at it and go, oh, look at all these weeds. He doesn't have straight rows. Like, who cares? I don't care. And I don't care really what anyone else thinks. As long as it's producing me food, I don't care. As long as it's doing its job, I don't care. Like, I turn everything that I've got here, all my stalks and stems and all that, they all go back into the garden. So the weeds all go back in the garden, all the corn stalk goes back into the garden, like grass clippings, I'm getting free cow manure and stuff like that. All the weeds, they all go through the composter and go back into the garden. Like, meh, it all ends up back in through the garden, and that's part of the reason I've got such a really good biodiverse soil and healthy soil, I reckon, because it's like, it's a sign. It's a good sign when you got heaps of worms. That's a really good sign of having really healthy and really biodiverse soil. Like, I'm used to having really nice soil to start with, and this is a challenge because I didn't have very good soil. It was very sandy, it was very rocky, it was very very low in any sort of organic matter, and it's taken me 3 years to get to where I am. And that's, you know, this year alone I've put in four 8x5 trailer loads of cow manure. So it's like, you know, 2 ton of cow manure, 2.5 ton of cow manure just into the gardens. And that's not including the chook manure that's gone in, all the you know, digging corn stalks in and compost, and like there's probably half a ton or a ton of compost that I've put through in the last, you know, 12 months that I've put through my bins and sorted and recycled all that stuff and put it all back through again, and had another, you know, let it all break down a bit more, and yeah, so just, I don't know, the way society's going, I think we should all have your judge, but support each other, and don't try and put each other down. Try and lift each other up, and when someone's having a crack, let them have a crack and give them a bit of a pat on the back for it.